Namaste everyone, this is your friendly chai gamer here, and today we'll be recording a different type of video where we collaborate with a lot of people from our board game community. I've invited different types of designers, different types of board game cafe owners, and all of them to come and talk about board games on our show. Each one of these people will be getting a chance to talk about their favorite things about related to board games, and have a look.
Lots of favorite games like Azul, Terraforming Mars. I'm more of a strategic management or worker placement game person. But one game which has done wonders for me, not just in these times but before also, is Wavelength. But in this period, the quarantine time, the Wavelength has come like a rescuer. So we are playing this game not just with our gamer friends but with our non-gamer friends, our acquaintances, and we tried it with our neighbors as well on the group chat that we have of our home, and it was fun. Everyone was enjoying it with the weird kind of clues and the weird angle of a spectrum, and it is good because you don't have to explain much, and in one or two rounds people get familiar with it. It is fun when they're trying to explain, and that feeling of hopelessness that you see on the faces when we're like, "Arey yaar, itna simple guess hai," or like when you are giving a clue, you are looking at the hints that you have in your hand and you're like, "Acha, okay, now इसको कैसे explain करूँ?" So like after a round or two of heavy games, it is like a cool breeze wherein you can just enjoy, chill, have fun. And I still remember one of the clue was a sexy animal and unsexy animal. The spectrum was somewhere around 45 degrees. I'll think of the clue and get back to you.
Hey everyone, my name is Phalgun, this is my wife.
Hi, I'm Shwetha.
As you know, we own Dice Toy Labs. We make board games with an India-centric theme. But this is a story that goes back in time. So we know each other for more than 20 years. And, we used to play the typical games like Life, and our favorite game was Monopoly and Pictionary. And Pictionary was where I would try to impress her with my drawing skills. And now that we are married, the dynamics are very different.
True. Now we're playing, the kind of games that we pick now are those which like transport us to another world. Yeah, to get away from the daily, grind. It really helps us to relax and bond as a family as well.
Yeah, and the dynamics have changed in such a way that I let her win.
Please, let her win is so not true.
Okay, no, I really lose most of the game. I think she gets a lot more time to strategize while I'm drooling over the components and,
Exactly.
and the board and the artwork and the miniatures, and she's like busy strategizing how to maximize the victory points. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. We love board games, and I'm so glad that we've taken this up as a hobby. And we collect a lot of games. So yeah, that's a small snippet of our lives.
Hey everyone, today I'll be discussing one of my favorite game mechanics, which is roll and write. You can also call it draft and write, you can call it pen and paper, whatever you want to call it, because many of the games don't exactly have dice. They have cards to draft and then you write. So coming to what I like about these games, first thing is definitely they are very travel friendly because they don't have too many components. You don't have to carry a big box with you. You can just put all this stuff in corner of your bag and you are ready to go. And because of less components, they don't need a bigger table space. You can play it in your flights or anywhere like train or bus, wherever you are traveling. So they are like very travel friendly. You can take them with you wherever you want. And then because of that, coming to the second point, they have a higher replayability value. First thing, the game time is very short. The game duration, like say, lasts for 15 minutes to 30 minutes or something like that. I don't remember any game where we have played just a single round of the game and we have decided not to play it again. We definitely played it 2 or 3 times whenever we sit down for playing a roll and write. Next is, they are very easy to teach. they don't have very complex rules. Like the rules are very short, and like it can be learned by anyone who is not very dependent on language like English or something. They are very language independent. You can also easily teach those games to your parents or all, because from experience we have tried teaching these games to our parents and they really loved it and they got the hook of the game within the first round itself. So designing a roll and write is fun, but yet it's very difficult because you have a limited number of components which you have to play within those components and make a very complex game, or you can make a very light game depending what the designer is planning to do. But the limitation of components is where the major challenge is. Like how can you utilize all these components into a multiple way? Like suppose if you are using a dice, how can you use the number of dice against the number of pips on the dice? Or suppose if you are making a draft and write game where you can utilize the card into multiple ways. You can use the front and back of that card. You can use the front into two different orientations and have two different actions. So there are multiple ways you can design a game around this limited number of components, and because of that, designing a roll and write makes it more interesting and challenging. That's what I feel. So that's it for today from me. See you next time. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Mangesh and today I'm going to talk about a game called Celestia. So it's a really beautiful looking game. Here's how the box looks. But it's a very simple game. It's a getaway game, as you would like to call them. So it's actually a revamped version of a game called Cloud9 from 1999. They've changed the art a lot and this game has become really beautiful. It also comes with this 3D ship which you can use in the game. You have to place your meeples inside this and then travel. So the game is about adventurers who are traveling through the hanging cities of Celestia. And these cities have a lot of treasures hidden inside them and you're trying to retrieve them, and the person with the most treasure wins the game. Every turn you will become a like one person will become captain. He will roll some dice to find out what kind of challenges he's going to face throughout the game. If he doesn't have the equipment or gears or items to fight those challenges, the ship crashes and everyone loses and you have to start from the beginning. So I'll not go into the details of the game, but I'll just quickly go through what things I enjoyed in this game when I was playing this with the family. First of all, it's a very simple game of just 5 to 10 minutes to teach. The art is beautiful. I haven't seen a game which is a getaway game of this visual appeal. So you know, this 3D parts and even the cards have vibrant colors. The character cards have identities. The game has a little bit of social deduction mechanic, which actually I enjoyed while playing with my friends and family. It has this constant feeling whether my captain is taking right decision, whether he's purposely making the ship crash. You know, after a few rounds of the game, you really start, you know, that backstabbing kind of thing in the game. This is one of the games that I introduced to people who actually are new to board games. So Celestia is a great choice. The complexity is just perfect. It's a little bit higher than other push your luck games, but certainly very easy once players have played a couple of rounds. So that is all. Bye.
Okay, that's all folks for this edition of Namaste Board Games. I hope this entertained you. I hope this helped you out in knowing different things about different people and helping out with your taste in board games. And thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm sure that next week we're going to come back and bring out some more news. And if you have any suggestions for us to change the way we do things, or if you don't like my t-shirt or something like that, please do let us know. I think a lot of you would be curious about the games which I have, so just let me know which games you want me to review next and I'll get back to you soon. Alright, and yeah, most important thing, namaste.